Greetings, fellow future lawyers. I want to share a new approach to international environmental law and how we affect the goals of the global future. I call this approach an eco win-win. As members of the human race, we hold a dual role as creators of laws and treaties and generators of environmental problems. Throughout this course, one concept that kept showing up in every treaty and issue of legal importance is that we are nothing without nature. It has been a reoccurring theme, our inseparable connection with nature. What I mean is that it is not only that we are dependent on it for survival, but we are deeply affected by its status and dependent on its well-being for that of our own. Drawing upon the UNFCCC Convention framework to further underscore the importance of global cooperation and recognition of human activities in contributing to climate change, the Convention acknowledges that the change in the Earth's climate and its adverse effects are a common concern of humankind. It emphasizes that we need the widest possible cooperation by all countries and their participation in an effective and appropriate international response. Imagine the transformative power of combining this global cooperation with eco-psychology-informed policies. By recognizing our shared responsibility and fostering a deep human nature connection, we can create legal framework that promotes harmony and sustainability. There is a movement shifting humanity that is going to usher in the global desired results we seek. My intention is to not only be part of this movement, but to be one of its pioneers. The disconnection from nature is at the root of every issue we are facing. The overlooking, the taking for granted, the allowances of destructive practices. Yet the awareness that disconnect us from nature lies at the heart of our environmental challenges is unawakened. To address this, we must reconnect with the why in our personal connection to the environment. Awakening the why realization of a personal connection to the environment will move us to the mandatory carbon neutral future we must enter into in the next few years if we are to survive. The concept of this movement is ecopsychology, and that's the interwoven study of ecology and psychology. I believe incorporating ecopsychology into law and policymaking is critical and essential, particularly in international environmental law. Imagine the ICJ with an in-house trained counselors in eco-psychology advocating for nature and humanity, reinforcing the importance of unity in litigation. Legal representatives with this very indigenous-based mindset and elevated understanding that can advocate better on behalf of the environment beyond human interests alone. Envision mandates for eco-psychology training in the corporate sector, fostering better policies by instilling personal insight into environmental impacts. The notion that you can address something that you have no understanding or personal connections to is where we go wrong in the corporate world. This world that is contributing to rapid international environmental destruction, making environmentally damaging choices without insight into how they affect you personally is easy. The disconnect is destroying us. But how do we implement this vision? Here's where the concept I call eco win-win comes in. I propose a framework that integrates eco-psychology training under the umbrella of ESG, DEI, and NBS principles. By providing to all stakeholders, corporations, lawmakers, government officials, advocates, and citizens, we can cultivate a progressive human-centered approach to international environmental law. In adopting a unified framework that integrates eco-psychology, ESG, NBS solutions, sustainable intervention, and innovation, and circular economy principles, corporations have the opportunity to drive meaningful change. In our first assignment, I laid out this framework when we designed a syllabus. By drawing a connecting and circular participation approach preemptively, we all get on the same page as we move towards the global future through inner work, through personal identifications, group communication, and collaboration. Psychometric assessments is a starting point for learning our own behaviors that hinder or enhance our capabilities to contribute to a sustainable collective future. These assessments measure individuals' mental capabilities, behavioral styles, and personality traits. By delving into self, the traits assessed are compared to a group setting to build solid teams and communication streams. They are discovering practical actions to improve teamwork, collective communication, and leadership. Then this is applied comparatively to a group to build solid, effective teams for high proficiency. The structure can be applied and benefit any sector or lawmaker. The B Corporation movement is a close example of a modern global incorporation of ecopsychology theories that are streamlined into ESG, DEI, and best business practices. They're the most closely aligned with requiring this framework. B Corp uses business as a source of good, preserving ecosystems, certifying compliance companies, transforming the global economy to benefit all people, communities, and the planet. The growth that matters starts with leaders who are in touch with reality. And that begins with self-insight and training. Learning what our responsibility is in sustainability assesses if we are making the right choices and if it aligns with the meaning and purpose with the external world. Deliberately developing leadership entails problem solving of selfishness, greed, and apathy. By confronting this, we culturally transform. I see this as essential to businesses that must grow compliant with a greener economy. This is the professional training I wish to work into regulatory compliance policies through DEI, ESG, NBS, or another avenue. This is how I see us shifting the culture towards the net zero future we all wish to see. When just simply waiting and hoping for the election of voluntary righteousness is not enough in corporate responsibility, when our laws are not being mandated fast enough, enhancing resilience, creating value for stakeholders while advancing sustainability goals and fostering a healthier planet for future generations, we are at a pivotal moment where the convergence of environmental responsibility and corporate strategy is not just wise, it's essential. Our planet and its people face unprecedented challenges that demand innovation, comprehensive solutions. It's time for us to lead with a bold, unified framework for corporate sustainability, one that harmonizes our operations with the natural world and society at large. A new concept example that underscores the urgency and the potential impact of this approach. In a recent article from Columbia University's Climate School, Rights of Nature lawsuits, there's a growing trend of legal actions seeking to grant legal rights to ecosystems. These lawsuits recognize nature as a rights-based bearing entity, deserving protection and respect. Imagine the transformative power of combining these rights-based approaches with eco-psychology-informed policies. We can create a legal framework that promotes harmony, sustainability, by recognizing nature's rights and fostering a deep human-nature connection. This is the reason I chose to talk about this today. I see us addressing this issue by creating a circular framework informing corporations, lawmakers, advocates, and the affected citizens. In conclusion, I urge you to embrace eco-psychology and the eco-win-win approach. Let's advocate for a legal system that not only protects nature, but also nurtures our relationship with it. Together, we can pave the way for a sustainable future, one where humans and nature thrive in harmony. In closing, I ask you to envision the role you will play in this transformative journey. It's time for us to move forward, not as individuals, but as a united force for change. Let's embrace this challenge with open minds and determined hearts. Let's make sustainability the cornerstone of our legacy, providing that we can align our business with the greatest good. There's no limit to what we can achieve. This is the new approach I see for international environmental law and how we affect the goals of the global future. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure.